Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. As we always say, always pray when you're going out, pray when you're coming in, and always remember, God is in control. Welcome back. Goodness gracious me. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a packed show for you tonight. It's a beautiful thing. I'm telling you, it's going to be a wonderful show, ladies and gentlemen. So let's start out. I want to start out tonight with a couple of jokes. Just to set the tone. Goodness gracious me! I'm going to set the tone tonight with a couple of jokes, and I'm going to start out with Grandma. You know when Grandma tell you a few things, you have to listen, right? Yeah, you have to listen to Grandma. But no, for we don't listen to Grandma. You understand me? So, Grandma have to take drastic actions sometime, and that is for your own good. So let's set the tone with Grandma tonight. What go on with Grandma? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
This man, Ashawo, fire will damage that your ass.
Nigeria, they see you.
Hold on.
Clap out.
Work is done.
Goodness gracious me. So Grandma get tricked sometimes, you know how it goes, and then we pay the price for that. But let's get to another video. Let's go to a second one, which is more in line with reality. So you guys are gonna love this one. All the big man and them all love that one. So let's get to this one that is gonna set the tone as well. So let's get to it. So here we go, guys. This is a lady saying something extremely important to all the ladies. Here we go. Let's set the tone.
How can it be that you live in a house with your man, and not want sex? You don't feel the urge. You don't get horny. I do not understand. Because for me, it's not possible.
So, lady, I know a lot of people are living through that. Goodness gracious me, it happens. It's life. And, with that said, I want to, first of all, big up my little daughter, Giovanna, who had her second birthday over the weekend. And, at the beginning of the weekend, that's Friday. And, she had a wonderful time. So we want to highlight her. I'm going to check out Giovanna first. So let's look at a couple of videos from her birthday party. And let's get the tone, set this up, and let's get that video going. So let me look. First of all, I gotta go on my page. Okay, so let's get those videos up. So bear with me a little bit here, because I'm the only one here. Goodness gracious me. So let's get to those videos. So let's okay, here we go. First one up. I got it. So that's Grandma praying. There's Giovanna and Nikisha, her mom.
And as we celebrate early Jamaica, we pray over the blessed evening that we have prayed, thank God, that you bless your thank God, over the blessed good health and strength, over that she come out to be successful in life, over that you make her family proud, we thank you, thank God, that all of us will find, oh God, we can been able to celebrate with us. My God. Bless the spirit of this, oh God, those who come, oh God, to be a part of it. I pray, my God, that, oh God, be a part of this gathering, God, may be a part of our life, God. That when you bless your spirits, God, they go up, God, for in the fear of God, to come to you, God, and we thank you for this blessing, we faithfully control. Let your will be done, divine God, and we give the thanks.
Amen.
Amen. So that was a beautiful opening prayer. And her grandmother did the opening prayer. And that was a beautiful thing. But you hear the screams in the back, the little kids screaming in the background. They were, wanted maybe some ice cream from early. So we're gonna have little Giovanna blowing out the candle. Here we go.
Blow the candle hard.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, awesome. That was a beautiful thing. She managed to blow out her 2 candles, all right? So that was amazing. So here we go. Let's look at little Giovanna posing with the cake. She kind of hot, like her mother. She, love for pose.
Smile for sister.
There you go. Wonderful little Giovanna. Yeah. So her sister sang happy birthday to her. That's Shalene. And she did a marvelous job. So let's hear Shalene belting out some tunes. Let's get to that video. Just a second. I'm me alone there, so you have to sit with me. In the meantime, here we go. So let's get that video up here.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Happy birthday to you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. May the good Lord bless you. Happy birthday to you.
Awesome job. That was so lovely, ladies and gentlemen. And we're gonna look at some pics at this point. The pose of them. Mother and daughter, and them love to pose the picture. So here it go. Let's look at that, ladies and gentlemen. So let's start with this one. They were matching outfits and all that good stuff. So here we go. Them boss the place, Yeah, boss up the place, man. So let's look at another one. Here we go. Here's another one. There you go. And let's look at we've got a few more with some family members and friends that were there, little kids and so on. That was amazing. And we're going to get those up in a couple of seconds here. Let's see. I'm the only one in the studio, so you have to sit with me. Yeah, because it was more than amazing. So let's get these pictures. Oh, here we go. So here we go. Here's another one. We're going to get this one up. That's Giovanna and Nikisha, her mom. And also, let's get another one up here where there's a few of them on in these. Yeah, here we go. So this is another one here, guys. Yeah. So it was all fun, you know. So little Shalicia, Giovanna. Shalicia is my granddaughter in the front there in the orange, and Giovanna is looking on, and her mom. Everybody pulls up, you know, big things, big things, big things. Yeah. Amazing. Oh, yeah. It was all fun. Unfortunately, I could not be there because I have to follow the doctor's orders, but I'll be there soon. Little G, she's little Giovanna is watching, and we say little Giovanna, and also little G, my son in Florida, and Elizabeth, and Shante, Candice, they're all watching. You know what I mean? So and Shalene, you know what I mean? Nikisha and the whole crew, they're all watching. I said, hats off. You know what I mean? So it was a beautiful, beautiful get together. Nikisha did a wonderful job in the decorations. Also, Shalene and her grandmother. That's Giovanna's grandmother, Mrs. White, and Mr. White was there as well too, her grandfather, and it was wonderful. It's a beautiful thing. So big up to little G is still celebrating your birthday, and when Daddy come, we're gonna have more fun. All right, bless up. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's Kayla Martin. You remember Kayla Martin? Kayla Martin went to the Dominican Republic, and let me remind you of that by giving you a couple of pictures of Kayla when she was traveling there, and she won a few awards. That's a beautiful thing. So it's amazing what's going on. And I'm trying to let's kind of find out if Miss Darlene and Coach Jody is available. If you're listening, you gotta come to the back room. So um, Kayla Martin and the team won a, a number of awards, and I'm waiting for Coach Jody to come on to let us know how many awards they won because they were the only team that from Jamaica that went to the Dominican Republic, and there were many, many other teams that entered that competition, and they did absolutely well, and I'm proud of them. Wonderful. So for those who remember young Kayla won the inaugural gymnastics tournament. That's the and I'll remind you of that. Go back and look at the previous videos, and you'll see young Kayla being talked about. And you had a lot of she had a problem getting to the Dominican Republic because it was extremely expensive, and her grandmother could not afford all of it. So there's a lot of people who contributed to allow her to get to the Dominican Republic. And we gotta say also hats off to Coach Jody. Coach Jody Ann did a marvelous job, and also she bent a lot of curves and corners to make sure that young Kayla got there and the entire team. So it was amazing what she did, and we got to say hats off to her. So if you remember young Kayla, this is when she was going to the Dominican Republic, and you'll see that picture up there when she entered the flight, and they had a great trip going there, and they landed. They got their hotel. Everything was well organized by Coach Jody, and we gotta say maximum respect to Coach Jody for all that she did. So this is also another picture of her with Coach Jody on the ground in their outfits. As you can see, that's the colors they wore for the competition as well. So it was amazing. So we're waiting for Coach Jody to come on the live, and also Miss Darlene Morgan, that's her grandmother, to talk about it a little bit and give us some, kind of give us an update as to how many awards the entire team won, and also what their ranking was when they were finished, because there was many other countries that entered, and this young team was not a lot, but there were other teams that was much more attended by other countries, massive amounts of people, but they did absolutely well. And I need Coach Jody to come on and tell me, you know how did the team work out. So if that doesn't happen today, then we'll try again on Monday, because I know they're trying to get everything together. It's a lot for Coach Jody to take on, but one thing I can tell you, I had some what you call it, other pictures as well I want to share with you about what happened there, and also the team. There's a video I'd like to share as well. So let's get to let's see. Let me get to the videos and see if I can give you some highlights, of what's going on. So let me kind of get my bearings right. So let's see. Hold on again, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta get this fixed properly for everybody. Hold on. So it's not there. So we're gonna go to another section where I think I have the videos post. But they had a great competition, and it was for a lot of them. It was the first time they were actually competing internationally, and some they were mostly disappointed because you gotta understand that country also speaks Spanish, and there was a language barrier as well, and so it did not. A lot of things did not go according to plan, because there was a lot of mishaps in terms of communication, getting from one section to the other and all that good stuff. So it was amazing for them to really work through all the nuances, the ups and downs, in order to be able to compete. So it was for them, it was amazing. So let's try to get these. Hold on. Let me set these videos up and make sure. Here we go. I'm getting to them. So being in the Dominican Republic, it was really first a first look for them in terms of international competition, and they did absolutely well, guys. And I'm very, very proud of them. These girls did a lot. They really, really gave it their all. So let's look at this video from the competition, and let's see. Here we go. Let's get it on stage and get that playing. Here we go. Okay, here we go. This is the opening ceremony. This was the opening ceremony at the Yamilet Pina Classics in the Dominican Republic. So they were all getting ready here. They're being introduced and all that good stuff. So let's go.
right, I'll do that. Oh, you're going?
So let's kind of fast forward that a little bit. So, okay, that's the team going in. As you can see here, it's a huge competition. It was loaded. Here we go.
Continuamos con República Dominicana. En este momento iniciamos con el tour Rotinati, el tour Rotinati de la República Dominicana. Proseguimos con el tour Deportivo Orlando. Continuamos con el tour Rotinati Academy.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the team is getting ready to go on the stage to be introduced. And as you can see, our listen to it's all in Spanish. So it was a little bit difficult for them to understand what was going on there. However, they were well received. And also, you got to understand that it was a very huge event. So I'm waiting for Coach Jody to come on and tell me how it went. So listen, keep on listening, guys. So they're getting ready to go on now. So watch out, guys. Keep watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and click the notification bell. Please share this, because this is huge. This is the only gymnastics team from Jamaica that went to the Dominican Republic to compete. And I'm telling you, 3 of the St. Elizabeth youngsters, they came away big time. So let's go. So here we go. They're going to shut on the stage. They're smaller contingent, but they were absolutely powerful in what they did. Here we go.
Thank you.
Amazing, guys. Amazing. Amazing. They did an amazing job for Jamaica. It was amazing. Here we go.
Fuerte el aplauso, por favor, para el club que en esta ocasión hace su entrada. De esta manera ellas hacen su entrada y le damos
don't you just love the colors? I mean, those colors were beautiful island colors, and it was such a beautiful blend. I don't know who designed the outfit, but it was amazing. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. It was awesome. So let me kind of show you a couple of pics, and then we got Coach Jody on in the back room ready to go. So let's bring Coach Jody on. She's been absolutely busy. So welcome to the show, Coach Jody. Wonderful to have you here. And we say congratulations to yourself and all the full team. They did absolutely marvelous there in the Dominican Republic, as you told me earlier. So tell me, give me the whole, everybody I wait people, talk to me. Let me know what I want. We want to hear. Tell me how it go.
All right, good night, everyone. It's a pleasure to be back here with you. So let me just jump right into it. So this is a competition that's held annually. This is our third time coming. And for this year, we had 3 new students who have never been with us before from St. Elizabeth, including Cahelia, which you would have already known. So that's a total of 7 gymnasts. So they had roughly a total of 34 different gyms entering.
Wow.
So that's roughly 20 different countries. Some of these countries are like the USA, Colombia, Trinidad, you have Jamaica. We were the only team from Jamaica this year. You have Puerto Rico, you have South Africa. Those are just some examples. So they have USAG, that's different levels from level 1 to 10. They have futuristic 1 and they have baby gymnastics. So we entered USAG level 1. We had 3 children in that class, and the 3 girls did absolutely amazing. I'm super proud of those 3 girls, and I'm starting with that level first because that's the first level that competed this morning, 8 a.m.
Wow,
And
wow. Congratulations. Awesome.
so for those 3 girls, one in particular, she's Samoya, she's 12 years old. She had a really challenging time because she just passed her PEP exams for Descartes College, of course.
Wow.
So it was a rough year for her.
Whoa, hold up a second. You can't fly by that. That's amazing. Awesome. Continue.
Right. So with the extra lessons and gymnastics is an additional sport, and being in grade 6, she goes to a private school, so she had to be in extra studies in the afternoon, evening classes, but she still pushed through. She came to rehearsals. She missed 1 month of training. Believe me, 1 month of training.
Wow.
But she got back on, she pushed through, and those 3 girls competed, and they actually came 3rd overall out of all the other countries that we competed in.
A
Right.
testament to your coaching as well, too. You know what I mean? That's a
Thank
big
you.
deal. You know what I mean? So given the circumstances, you still pulled through. 3rd is all you came away with an award. That's a beautiful.
Yes, all 3 girls actually came away with what they call is an all-round award. So if you have like 10 to 12 individuals, gymnasts competing in different groups. So you have flight A, flight B, for example, based on their ages. So 2 of those girls came first overall in their group, and Samoya came 3rd overall. So that was 3 individual first and 3rd place awards. And we got a banner.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got a banner. Yes, we got a banner.
Amazing.
No, for the other 4 girls, we didn't have anybody competing for a team because it's three individuals that made a team. So Kahela would have been a part of the futuristic group, and all these children, these four children, is their very, very first time in an international competition. And I'm going to stress that.
Wow.
These are gymnasts that came from regular schools. They have not been in training for years. It's really just a few months to be exact. And I am super proud of them. And it goes to show that you don't have to be from a private gym where you've been training for years. Once your child has talent and you see that they're loving the sport, then all you need to do is just get them involved. And these four children did their absolute best and they got medals too. And I'm super proud of them.
Yes.
I'm super proud of them.
Jamaica, how you mean?
Yes, man, I'm super proud of them. You know, being in a new country, especially for the first time, seeing so many other gymnasts, it's a bit intimidating. Let
Oh
me
yes.
tell you that it's really a bit intimidating, and to be able to hold your own out there,
You said
focus on what you're doing, and
about
still
30 other countries that competed. Wow. That, and for
yes,
them to be there for the first time, that's a big deal. That's a big,
it's
big
a
deal.
big deal.
Wow.
Wow,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Congratulations.
So
Well done.
with the 7 gymnasts, we got a total of 24 medals.
Woo! Results.
Right.
Amazing.
So we got 9 gold medals, 2 silver medals, and the rest were in bronze. And I'm elated. I'm overjoyed. It's just
What?
great.
What?
Yes.
That's a big, big deal, I'm telling you. That's a big, big achievement. And we say hats off to Coach Jody and the entire staff and also the entire team. God bless them. I'm telling you, they represent and turn up for Jamaica. You know what I mean? And you know, we can't understand how, you know, Bob's agree and John the crew never and that's for another night still. I kinda leave that alone because them represent Jamaica. And if you understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying, it's a big, big deal because this is a gymnastics classics. It's
And
an international competition that normally you don't see Jamaica competing in. And you had the
I
youngsters and the
I
youngsters.
want to take this
Yes, go ahead.
time to say thank you to the National Gymnastics Federation of Jamaica. Without them, we would not have been here.
Wonderful.
They were the ones who approved
Big
us
up,
to meet.
big up every time. And
Right.
yeah,
So
truly
thanks
represent.
to them, under the leadership of Nicole Grant, we were able to come here to represent our country. They wished us well, and we did them proud.
Wonderful, wonderful, awesome. Congratulations. Well done. Well done. You know, let me ask you this. Where do you go from here with the youngsters?
All right. So first thing where we go from here is that once we get back home, and thanks for this platform as well, we're going to be boosting our advertisements. We're going to try to reach more schools, more rural schools, to say, hey, this is a program that you can be a part of. There are so many other different levels. So it's not just, there's a myth that a lot of people think that for gymnastics you have to start when you're like 3 or 4 years old. Look at Kahela, for example. She's starting high school and she just started. You don't have to be that young. So we're going to go out there and we're going to look for students to say, hey, this is a program that you can be a part of, even if you're in high school and it's something you've always loved, but you've never really had the medium. Pay Nice Academy is here for you. We are going to work with you and we will be pushing you propelling you forward, because we want to grow, we want to be bigger. We want, when we go out to represent our country again, it's not just 7 students, we have 15 students, 20 students. You know, we have students who are going and going. And another thing too, I'm super proud of the girls because we had to do camps, we had to do sleepovers at the gym because they don't live next to the gym. They're in a different parish, right? So we had to pull together, and hats off to the parents, kudos to the parents. Big up grandma, you know I'm not going to leave you out because you've always been there supporting me.
Grandma Darlene, yes, big up.
Yes, grandma Doreen. So yes, these are some of the things that we are looking forward to. And since I'm on this platform, and a lot of people don't know, gymnastics in Jamaica did not just start. You have persons who've been even to the Olympics representing Jamaica. You
Awesome.
know, so it starts here. You're not too young to start. All you need is just determination and the right support.
So, Coach Jody, we got to highlight this because coming back to Jamaica, also, we need to have something going on in terms of welcoming yourself, the girls, the whole team. So, but we also got to highlight your program because there's many rural areas that these youngsters, boys and girls, who want to get involved in this, and you're spearheading a very unique program that is internationally recognized, and it's a big deal out there. It may not be such of a big deal in Jamaica just yet, but what you're doing, we have to lobby the government. And I'm going to ask you guys to put it in the comment section, whatever you can do to assist Coach Jody on this journey to bring this to the forefront and also make it a priority in the schools in Jamaica. So if you can add to this in a positive way to assist to get all those youngsters, there's so many talented youths in Jamaica who needs this break. And what I'm going to show a couple more pictures and videos of how happy they were or they are to be in the Dominican Republic competing for the country of Jamaica under the tutelage of Coach Jody. And I'm telling you, she's a wonderful coach. You know, she's doing an amazing job, and she holds it together like a drill sergeant.
That's my nickname.
Wonderful, Coach Jody. We are proud of you, and what
Thank
you're
you.
doing will not be forgotten. And I'm sure there's many others who are going to join in to assist you because you make it happen, and it has happened, and it has produced wonderful results for the youngsters and your school as well. And tell me, if someone wants to contact Coach Jody and say, Philly Picnic can do it, so how they get in contact
All
with you?
right. So 876-337-2968. You can go on our website. We have TikTok, we have Instagram, we have YouTube. Paynight_academy. Once you type it in, you'll find us. You'll find a lot more videos there. You'll see that we not just do gymnastics, we also do dancing, and we're just a whole package.
Wonderful, but I need you to go slowly for me. For those
Okay.
who are search for the pen, you understand me? And them can't find the paper, and somehow we can't hear so well, so why you go
Okay.
slow for me. And I want you to spell out
All
peanut,
right.
so spell it out for me and go
All
slowly
right.
with the number. So, so you have some grandma that say, see me, grand pick me up.
No problem. So the number is 1-877-337-2968. It's
Wonderful.
a WhatsApp number. Please feel free to WhatsApp me. most of the time I'm in class or I'm busy. But once a message pops in and I get a break, I definitely respond. Sometimes persons get a little disappointed if they call direct and I don't pick up. It's not that easy to pick up all the time because once I'm in training, I don't use my phone until I get a break because I'm 100% devoted to the children. It's
And I
also a
can attest
sport,
to that.
but
Yeah.
I will get back to you, trust
Oh,
me.
definitely. You always do. Mhm.
Yes, for
But
the website, it is painateacademy.com.
wonderful.
Painite Academy, JA.com. You know the spelling of Painite. So if you want to go on any other social media, it's Painite underscore Academy. And it's the same for anyone. So if it's TikTok, if it is Facebook, if it's YouTube, if it's Instagram, it's the same. And you'll find us. We made it so much easier for you instead of typing different things, the same name.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So we're gonna on each show we're gonna highlight that for you, Coach Jody, because
Thank
I
you
know
so much.
you need to keep going and to keep
Yes.
the youngsters interested and enthusiastic and you to take them from one level to the next. As you say, there's different levels to this, and
Yes.
you have to work through each level, but it costs a lot of money, and
Yes,
also
it's very
you know
expensive.
whatever that can be contributed to it. um, please contact Coach Jody and work something out. If you need to figure things out, you can always contact me and I can assist in getting things in the proper order based on your current situation.
Yes, and if I might add, it doesn't necessarily have to be monetary because sometimes we also need equipment. So, for example, if you know someone who might can donate a beam, a bar, landing mats, and you have access to those, then sure, we will
Wonderful,
welcome it just
wonderful.
the same.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here that you heard it. There's a lot you can contribute to the whole movement, and I want to bring on here a photograph. I think I got it here. This was, let's see, was this? Let's see if we got it on screen. Okay,
Kahela.
that's Kahalia with her one of her awards, and I want to bring the team on. Let me get the team up here, and in the meantime, Coach Jody, tell me approximately how many. You were telling me that there was many other countries that competed, but you had the least amount of competitors. You wanna dive into that
Uh-uh.
while I get this picture on the
Okay.
screen?
All right. So, yes, there are teams who turned up with like two or one, but once you are under three, you will not be viable for a team award. And for my three girls, we were the least in the team award. We had literally three, literally one, two, three. The others had 10, some had 12 and so forth. And for our three girls to come third, it means that their score had to be good in order to get a team award. So I'm really happy for them to get a team award with literally just one, two, three gymnasts.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I'm telling you. And I've just put up the photograph of that's the entire team that went there from Jamaica, correct?
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you said that there was teams there with you, they took up the entire stage.
Yep. Yes. Um, So those teams had like probably 30 children, 30 gymnasts or more being a part of it. And they would have been competing for first, second, or third overall in the entire competition. This competition lasts 2 full days, all day Saturday, all day Sunday. And that's where Pay Night wants to go. We want to go where we not just get a team award, but we want to go to the point where we can actually get a huge trophy to say, yes, we have conquered it and we came first, second, or third in the entire competition as a team representing our country. That's what
Wonderful. So let's put the team up here, and this is a team picture. And I'm telling you, the outfit. Who designed that outfit? It's so beautiful.
I
Tell me
did.
about that outfit.
All right, so these outfits are custom made
Mhm.
and they were designed by yours truly.
Oh, wonderful! Yeah, amazing. I'm loving the colors. Yeah, it's such a happy color. You know, so
Yes, it is. And the gymnast wore them well.
oh yes, they did, and you can see from the picture here, they're so happy, all smiles. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing. Congratulations, Coach Jody.
Thank you.
So, Coach Jody, before we go, I know I'm gonna get some other videos from you because I got
Yeah.
yes. So I need to do it. Play those on Monday, and tell me in closing, what do you want to say to the world? What do you want to say to the country of Jamaica and the leaderships of Jamaica regarding this amazing program that you have put together for the youngsters that are coming up and for them to realize their dreams? Because this is a dream come true for these youngsters. And many others are looking on. And tell me, do you want to say in closing? Go ahead. The floor is
All right.
yours.
So, in closing, again, let me highlight the National Gymnastics Federation. Without them, this really would not be possible. And I'm one who's very grateful for anyone who's assisted along the way. They have been assisting small groups and clubs like us to actually go out there and be ourselves where we don't feel overshadowed by those who are in a higher position or with more athletes. So we are truly grateful for them. With that being said, I want to say to the country of Jamaica that look, we are blessed. We have talented children. Don't doubt for a fact, not even for a second, that your child is not gifted. Find out what it is that your child can do and be a part of it in any way possible. Gymnastics is still fairly new to Jamaica, even though we've done a lot where our gymnast is concerned. We've passed through many waters. There is still more to go. United we stand, divided we fall. A chain is as strong as its weakest link. Unity is everything. So
Wonderful.
as we represent the country,
Continue.
So as we represent the country and moving forward, all you need to do is take that one step. That one step might just be a phone call. That one step might just be a conversation. That one step might just be you saying to your daughter or son, hey, just try it out. You never know what can happen. Because from this platform, I'm telling you, students can get scholarships into the future, into their college of their choice, locally or internationally. It's not just do it for do it sake. You have a lot of persons who will be bright stars from gymnastics. You have others who will just do it because they like it. But whether it's for recreational purposes or whether it's for competition purposes, it serves something vital and important because it makes your child well rounded. And it is something that stands because the discipline that stands behind gymnastics, it's not easy. to be disciplined, to get up every day, to train every day, to eat right, to treat your body right, to balance your home life, your school life, and everything else, and still be successful in this sport. That's a life lesson that takes you throughout your entire life.
And that's the foundation for many children that is needed because, as we said, the journey of a million steps starts with the first one. The first step, and as Coach Jody said, take that first initiative, make that first step, and instill in your youngsters that there's something out there for all of them. And this is one of the avenues that she has provided that you can take your youngsters through this journey that will form a solid foundation for the rest of their lives. Ladies and gentlemen, hats off to Coach Jody. Thank you, Coach Jody. And
Thank
we
you
say
for having me.
congratulations to each and every one of you and all the entire team. We wish you a safe journey in, and we'll keep in contact, and
Yes,
we'll also do what we can on this end to keep this flame burning, to keep it alive.
thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
And
you,
we
everyone.
God bless you. You have a good night, my dear.
You
Thanks so
too.
much.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a wonderful story and a wonderful achievement by these youngsters of Jamaica. And I'm telling you, I'm so proud of them and the entire team, and we wish them a safe journey in. And I hope that the Minister Bob Zagrange, even though it's what we call politics time, put the politics aside and lay out the red carpet for these youngsters that went and represented Jamaica amongst 30 other countries and hundreds of other competitors and came third. They had some gold medals, also some bronze medals, and they did absolutely wonderful. Welcome them back to Jamaica in style. Yeah. Welcome the youth them back in style, man. Let them feel good too. Yeah, them represent the country, and they did a marvelous job. Most of them for the first time competing internationally. And I say, oh my God, it is a wonderful experience for them. And there's a lot of other youngsters looking on. So make it look good. Them soon come home. So we asked Minister Bob Zagrange. I know she's a wonderful person. And if she's hearing, tell her to send a message to Miss Olivia Bob Grange to welcome the little youth them back to Jamaica in style and publicize it so the other youngsters can see that Jamaica is proud of them. We love this. It's a beautiful thing for the youngsters, I'm telling you. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, it's hard for the youngsters to balance their life, school, and also sports at such a young stage. But it sets the foundation for them for life. And we say hats off to Coach Jody for holding it together. She's in the Dominican Republic. They're enjoying, their last moments. And I want to play a video because they're having a great time at this point. Let's get the video up here. When a team was out there having a little bit of fun, and that's after the competition. And it was amazing to see, the team having such a wonderful time after the competition. So let me get that on stage here. Hold on a second, guys. I'm the only one in studio, and I'm trying to find this, and the lights are bright. So let's look at let's get this on here just a second. I gotta find the video, but it was amazing to see the team, after in such great spirits after the competition, and we are absolutely proud of these young girls and the entire team for what they have done. So let's hold on. Let's play this other video here. In the meantime, while I'm waiting to get um, this other video on stage, let's do this and let's.
Time, it's my place, it's my destiny. No one can take away what was meant for me. My granny said, what for you can be unfeel. No man
So hold on, ladies and
never see where God
kind of pause the video for a second. Let's pause that video for a second. I want you to look at the youngsters' faces. Just check it out. Look at the youngsters' faces. It's so bright and they're so happy. Check it out, guys. This is amazing. Look at this.
Yeah. It's my time, it's my place, it's my destiny. No one can take away what was meant for me. My granny said, what for you can be unfeel. No man never see where God plan for you, yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, this is so amazing. And I got to take the music out because I can get hit for that. So I'll just run the rest of the video so you can see. But look at the faces of the youngsters, how happy they are to realize their dreams and aspiration. It was amazing. And you know, others can feel that way also. Other youngsters, they can be a part of it. It's called planning. You got to plan for it. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, it is a lot of work to get it together. And the team did absolutely well. And we say congratulations to them. What a beautiful thing. I'm telling you. So, you know, there's some people, I'm going to move on a little bit. There's some people that are not so much happy. And these are the Alpart hourly workers who worked 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 years with Alumina Partners of Jamaica, and they're not receiving their pensions. We have postponed the meeting for the 25th of that's Monday, because I have doctor's procedures I have to follow, and also other obligations here that I have to be here for. And I apologize to all the members who are supposed to be meeting with me on Monday, because this is prime time. We also have there's also a PNP mass rally in Mandeville on Monday, on tomorrow. That is, if you have not heard about it, then it's going to be in Mandeville tomorrow, and that's a prime time for a lot of the questions to be answered when you meet all the leaders of the opposition party. So let's put it this way: if the opposition wins, what are they going to do to solve the problem of not only just the Alpart workers who are not receiving their pensions, but also for the sugar workers and also other entities in Jamaica that are having a similar pension problem? So this is prime time for all the members who worked for Alumina Partners of Jamaica to pose the question to the opposition to see what can happen. I wish I was going to be there so I could have been at this mass rally as well to ask the question for you. But you can go out there and do the same thing. You can ask the question of your opposition leaders, because this is a big deal. This is an absolutely big deal in a election period. So, ladies and gentlemen, also the Jamaica Teachers Association, I want to show you how organized they are. the Jamaica Teachers Association have been promised a lot, and they have not realized any of those promises. So they have lobbied the government to tell them what is going on with their pay. So the Jamaica Teachers Association are now more militant over wage talks. And this is a big deal. And I'm going to play a short video for you to understand what is really going on, because they're saying, listen, we're all in this together. And it's time for you to pony up and let us know what you're doing as a government in terms of our wages. Because the government took what, is it 1,000% on they didn't bat an eyelid when they wanted 1,000% on their pay. And if I'm wrong, tell me in the comment section, guys. So you can comment. Let me know how much did they add to their pay. But the teachers and the civil servants are still waiting. So if you remember, let me before I play the video, show you a little cartoon of what is going on, the promises the government is making. So let's look at this cartoon here, and this is, I think, from the Jamaica Gleaner. And at this stage in the 9 years that the government has been in power, there should be no promises being made, but you should have been realizing promises kept. There should not be any rush to do anything for the people of Jamaica at this late stage. It should have been done already. You know what I mean? Or it should have been not just being started by cutting ribbons, but it should have been ongoing. That's my opinion. If you think differently, tell me in the comment section. That's my opinion, because things look like they're being rushed. The teachers are not getting their pay, the increased pay that they've been waiting for, and also the public sector workers. They're also waiting. There's a lot more to discuss in terms of that. And let's listen to a video from the Jamaica Teachers Association to kind of highlight what we're talking about here. Because it is a big deal, and it's an election season. And I'm saying to all the workers who are not from Alumina Partners of Jamaica and the sugar workers, that you should not be sitting down on your loins right now. You should be lobbying every member of government, both in the opposition party and also those in the current administration. So let's watch this video carefully, guys. I want you to listen to this.
Yes. You have a seat and you have a voice at the negotiation table. You have repeatedly asserted that we are on the same team. That we are not enemies. That we are friends. Well, it is time you demonstrate this in tangible ways. Support our cause when we sit at the negotiation table at the Ministry of Finance. You are all fully aware that the cause that the teachers fight is a just cause. And in the words of Martin Luther King, in the end, we will not remember the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. well as our friends. Your silence at the table stage has been rather deafening. Now here's an unfortunate reality, Minister, yes. If we take industrial action now, it is you who will have to write a letter to the Ministry of Labour. Then we return then for that meeting. Representatives from the Ministry of Finance will not be there. They will not be there. We will all have to be in that room together. As friends. And by then the relationship would have been soured. You are going to have to pick a side this time. Pick a struggle. Stand with us and not against us. Pick a side. Pick a struggle. No motive is this. Please, once they have given due regard to that individual, they will be forced to conclude, here comes trouble. There is worries in the heart. And we do not want that. We don't want it. We want a harmonious relationship.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is amazing that speech, and you're gonna rewind it and listen to it again, because it is absolutely critical that the government addresses this. This is a big voting block. It's a huge voting block for September 3rd, and they need to know what's going on with their wages. So this is an opportunity also for the Alumina Partners of Jamaica hourly workers, and also the sugar workers and all those who are not getting their pensions, to get their act together and confront the leaders of all these parties that are representing you. It is time for you to bring it forward and say, what is going on for us? It's time, because you have a vote. Remember that. September 3rd is coming real quick, and it's time for you to come up front and say, you know, tell us, give us the answers to our problems. We need to know. So also, there's another issue we're talking about problem. This is a big, big deal with the school buses for school students who are starting out school now. And these school buses were promised, and also it will look like Mr. Will Rattigan is onto something here, because he has unearthed something that's extremely important for the about these school buses. There's something unfair. Mr. Rattigan's show, if you don't know. Here we go.
I'm back again. And this time, we're not going to drive the bus. We're just going to talk a little bit about the bus, because we've heard so many stories about how we bad mind because we've brought this to the attention of the Jamaican people. The cabinet is responsible also. It's not just Mr. Vaz or Minister Vaz. The cabinet is also responsible for the purchase of these buses.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I need you to listen carefully, because you're going to see the true prices of these buses and what your tax dollar has done and did not do. So where's the rest of it? So listen carefully, guys.
To take our children from the rural section of Jamaica to school. Now we have come up with plans that don't include these buses. They don't. But we won't talk about that today. What we want to talk about is value for money. Now Mr. Val says that the Jamaican public is getting value for money. The buses are in great condition. We know that not to be the case. It's not true. But what I want to talk to you about today is not the refurbishing, not the retrofitting, just the value of these buses. Now, as I mentioned to you last week, this bus cost, well, let me tell you what it didn't cost.
Watch now carefully, guys, because I know the price and I know what he's saying is right because I've checked it out and I know what they go for. So check this out now, guys. This is absolutely important that you listen in and home into what he's saying.
It didn't cost 20,000 US dollars. It didn't cost 5,000 US dollars. It didn't cost 3,000 US dollars. It didn't cost 2,000 US dollars. You can actually purchase these buses at auction for less than $2,000. 2010 buses. And we're talking about Bluebird Thomas International.
Those are the types of engines that are in these buses, are the brands of these buses. Continue listening, guys.
This bus, ladies and gentlemen, cost exactly this. One US dollar.
And for those who are skeptical, that's what they actually cost. $1 because they're used buses. Continue. And you need to go on Wilfred Radigan's show to get into the details of what he's saying. Because these were not brand new buses. These were used buses. Continue listening.
That's the cost of this bus. And the gentlemen who purchased this bus, they were kind enough. They were kind enough to give this bus to me to say, listen, we want you to take this bus to Jamaica and make a donation for a worthy cause. Not for the travel of children, not for the transporting children, but for a mobile clinic, a mobile library, a learning center, a food truck, transportation for churches, so on and so forth. And also remember that if I had contacted them last month, I would have gotten 7 buses. This would have been the 8th bus for $8. 7 plus 1, 8. $1 a bus, 8. Now, Minister Vaz, I showed you my document last week that this bus was purchased for $1 American dollar. I'm challenging you now to come forward and put up your documents to show how much you paid for the buses, because it's going to be quite telling. What's going to be quite telling going forward is that the Auditor General should make this a priority, should conduct an audit, and if the numbers don't add up to value for money, then there should be a surcharge action. And that surcharge action should be against you and the entire cabinet, because all of you are responsible for that. 1.4 billion Jamaican dollars. We believe it wasn't spent in the best interest of the country. See you on Saturday. Take care.
And we're going to touch his show that happened today, ladies and gentlemen. Just to dive into a little bit of what he said on his show. And this is amazing what went on here, because you are now being the taxpayers of Jamaica should be asking these questions. What happened to my money? Where did it go? How was it spent? And was it spent wisely on our behalf? Because that was a lot of money to be spent. What is it? Is it 1.4 billion Jamaican dollars. That's a lot of money. So let's put here, I'm just going to give you a snippet of Wilfred Radigan's show before we move on to some other politics. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get this up and running.
Dealt with in a transparent manner. You know what got me, Kevin, was if it's unsolicited.
Hold on, guys. I think we went back to the end there. So I got to find back where we were in the scheme of things. And I got to, yeah, I lost my space there on the video. So let's get back to that section. But it's amazing how this works. And let me get back to that section. And I'm searching for it. But you can go on to Reason with Rattigan. And that was a very long show today. And it was very informative. But one thing I can tell you guys, you want to know what's going on? Listen to that show where you know what the government is really doing with the people's money in Jamaica. So let's continue here. Let's hear.
You can offer a bid to just one person. There's another one where I think it's direct, restricted, and general. So direct, I think it's just one person. Restricted, you have to have at least 3 people that you have to give the bid to. You throw it out and the lowest bidder or whatever you're looking for. And then the other one is just open bidding. Everybody come in. But these unsolicited proposals, I really don't like it because this can lead to corruption. Because what it means is that I can just give it to my friend. I can tell my friend, I can just tell my friend and it's similar to giving the bid to one person. But here, I don't see how you advertise this and the person just said, look, I know you're looking for buses to buy, and so I'm the guy. Okay, fine. Let's see what you have in terms of qualifications to get the contract. Now it says the proposals should not have been influenced or otherwise initiated by the procuring entity, meaning that in Mr. Vaz's case, his ministry should have nothing to do with El Hydro in terms of influencing or providing this thing to them. That should have never happened, right? That should have never happened. So, and it says the ministry is not obliged to entertain. Now, here's where it gets interesting now, Kevin. Look at this. It says, if Kevin comes to me as the minister and say, give me an unsolicited proposal to buy buses, here's what Kevin must satisfy. Kevin must show that whatever it is that he's selling to me, or he's trying to convince me that I should hire him, it must demonstrate a unique and innovative concept. Now we know that in the case of Mr. Vaz and the ministry, buying buses is not unique and it's not innovative.
So what Mr. Radigan is explaining here is how did they come about soliciting an entity to get these buses on the behalf of the taxpayers and the government of Jamaica. So he's going through all of this to show you, and you need to listen to his entire show to get the whole details of what happened and how did they come about getting these buses at these exorbitant prices when they're only being sold for $1 in the United States on auction. So if he had called his buddy, a month ago, he would have gotten multiple buses for $1 each. You get what I'm saying? So what qualifications do these people have to procure these buses on behalf of the taxpayers of Jamaica? So continue listening, guys.
And then it says, or right here, let me get my thing on. Green, because Kevin said use green. All right. See it right there, sir? Or you demonstrate a unique capability, meaning that only you can do this. You have a unique concept, or only you can do it. Now, we know that buying used vehicles in Jamaica is not unique. It's not unique. We have what? Over 100 used car dealers. So El Hydro, they're not in a position where they can say, we're uniquely qualified to do this. Second one is they must offer a concept or service not otherwise available to the government. Now we know not otherwise available to the government. That wouldn't be true because we have over 100, as I said, we have over 100 used car dealers at the government's disposal. The government could say, open up the bid and say, all of you come in and bid on this contract. And I want you to keep something in mind right here. And it says, and right here. So what happens is that you must have one of these two. You must demonstrate a unique and innovative concept, or you have a unique capability. And that concept or service is not available to the government, and it does not resemble the substance of a recent, current, or pending competitive tender. Meaning that it doesn't resemble anything that the government recently did. So if the government recently imported vehicles, then guess what? It resembles it. So Minister Vaz brought in JUTC buses.
Correct.
So El High, right? So it would be the second part of this. It would be, they would have to say it's this, a unique capability. And that unique capability would be to say, I am the one with the links overseas that can bring in used vehicles, particularly the buses. That's would be that. And no one else can offer this service to you, Prime Minister Holness, and your government. Nobody can do this. And you haven't imported any buses or any, vehicles to be used by the government. That's how you'd qualify. I submit to you, brothers and sisters, El Hydro does not qualify. But hear what it says. It says may be considered. Okay. So let's go on a little bit further. It says the proposal should be comprehensive and it should include background information on the company and its owners, as well as its performance history in the execution of what? Similar projects. So El Hydro would have to show that they have been involved in importing used buses in the country.
Correct.
All right. Now here is where it gets really tricky for El Hydro. It says, in submitting an unsolicited proposal, El Hydro must present a bid outlining the following: the scope of work, the rationale, the methods to accomplish the goal, the qualifications, this one here is, and the level of funding. They'd have to show all of that. And they said, now, once they've done that, the government will have three options. One is, no, this is nonsense. El Hydro has never been involved in the used automobile business, and so we're not even going to consider it. Two, they can engage them in a price test, but that's only if they do it by competitive bidding, meaning that they have other people bidding. Or three, which is what they did, enter into this one here, enter into a direct negotiation with El Hydro. This one right here. That's what they did. Now, I hope everybody understands what just took place. And here is the last part I want to show you. When El Hydro provide that when they provided that information, the government should have said, okay, Now we are going to assess the merits of your proposal to see whether or not that make any sense. Right? That's one. And then they also, and you see what it says, and. So that's a conjunction. It's two, it's not or, it's and, both of them. And identify whether the proposal put forward by El Hydro offers a new concept or technology or something of an otherwise unique nature. And you're going to see that phrase all over. Unique, unique, unique. Meaning, I mean, alone can't do the thing, boss man. I mean, alone. And that's where we are with unsolicited proposal. No, Kevin, make we draw for the thing with El Hydro, that report with El Hydro. Let me move this.
So, somebody had asked about board members of El Hydro. I want to know.
Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna close this video in 2 more minutes, and then we're gonna move on to other subjects. But you need to visit this page here on YouTube, Reason with Rattigan, and as it says, Reason with Rattigan. So this was a long, detailed layout, and he has been doing it in many series to point out the what is not right with a lot of the things that have been going on in Jamaica. And you need to go on his page, subscribe to him, like, subscribe, and also comment and click the notification bell. He does a very lengthy show to lay out the groundwork, and he brings the proof. That means he's not just talking out of his mouth. He's bringing the proof to you. So he's a great friend of mine, and he does a wonderful job. So check it out, guys. In this election period, you need to have all the facts in order to make an informed decision of who you're going to be voting for. Listen to Rattigan. Let's continue for a couple more minutes, then I'm going to switch to another topic. Here we go.
What El Hydro do?
Well, make a pull it up then.
You see that this thing here that I share you do? You see this?
Which one?
This right or so.
Where?
Right beside.
Yeah. This one right here?
You see that? Yeah.
Yeah, add it.
Yes, man. Yes. It might answer everybody's questions.
Hold on a second, Kevin. Oh, you kill me now, man.
It might answer everybody's questions.
Okay.
But
no. Remember what the minister said. The minister said, remember now, first thing he said, we received an unsolicited proposal from El Hydro. That's the first thing he said. And the second thing he said was that El Hydro is the manufacturer dealer representative. In case we have forgotten, let me play it
again. Play it again.
School bus.
Minister Vaz, the role that El Hydro played in the importation process and why they were selected as the logistics facilitator for the buses.
An unsolicited proposal was received from El Hydro. It was evaluated. They clearly showed that they were the manufacturer dealer representative for the two types of buses that we are buying, Blue Bus and Thomas Bus, which are the two major buses that are used in a...
You just said, they clearly convinced us that they were the manufacturer dealer. So Kevin, what I'd like you to do, my brother, is please, the question is asked, is El Hydro the manufacturer dealer of Bluebird and Thomas buses in Jamaica or in the Caribbean? And you said I should put this up. Should I, sir?
I asked a question to AI. I ask, because it's a quick way to find out things these days, right? And I asked about bluebird buses in the Caribbean, and anybody can go ahead and do this search. It's interesting though that the search kind of changes each time you ask it. It's weird. I don't know if it's an algorithm thing. I don't know if it is the frequency with which the question is being asked. I don't know how many of you have been asking this question. But when I asked the question and I got this result, I asked the question again, the same question again on another device. And it gave a slightly different answer, only ever so slightly. But I don't know if you want to really answer this question yet.
Okay.
But it has been bothering me. It really has. Based on the fact that in the procurement process, it speaks of presenting where you have done this type of thing before.
Yes.
It speaks of showing a track record. It speaks of you doing what you do. So, owe them to your work.
All right. Well, what I would suggest we do then is bring up that document where we look at El Hydro. Remember that. Leave that for now and let's look up the El bus.
Okay.
Stay with us, people.
All right, here we go. We're gonna close in a couple of seconds, guys. So check this out.
We're going into El what? El.
Okay. And
then we can look at the amendment as well.
Okay. Because it
Oh, you know what? Pull up the amendment. Let's go to the amendment. The 2025 amendment.
Okay, here we go.
It's there.
So we're gonna.
We just passed a while ago, didn't we?
Folks, you see what I mean? That when we say that I'm the reason for all of this, because Kevin pull up something on something that we discussed this morning. I had forgotten. He pulled it up, and then we're going to it, and then I tell him, no, let's go to the 2025. I think it might be. All right, keep going. The 2025 amendment to the Procurement Act.
I had it here because I had moved them.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta pause here because we're you gotta listen to the show because that is a critical and crucial piece of information they're gonna present to you, and you gotta check it out because it is amazing. Reason with Radigan, you gotta check out his show because it is informative. So let's do this. If you need information to vote, to decide who's going to lead your country into the next generation, and we're going to touch some more politics because nomination day was the other day, and during those nominations, let's see what the results of those nominations were. This was the results of nominations. So the Jamaican Labour Party is represented in all constituencies with 63 representatives. Also, the People's National Party has 63. The Jamaica Progressive Party, by the way, has 47. And also the UIC has 7. The Independents have 9. And I said this could be the first year that the bottom 3 decides who goes across the bridge. So it is amazing what's going on because they have followers and they could actually tip the scale because it's almost even Steven between the Jamaica Labour Party and the Jamaica the People's National Party. So you got to check it out. This is a critical election that you got to pay attention and also make the right choice because it's going to make a difference. So the debates are also coming. There's one tonight that's going on right now, or it should have ended. And I'm going to touch on that because that's about the social social issues of Jamaica. So I don't know if you were listening to it or you chimed into it, but it would be good to know what happened there. And let's see if we can get a little bit of that on our screen right now from what happened earlier. So let's bring that on our screen and see what happened earlier today or tonight in the debates. So let's see if it's here. Let's fast forward that. Here we go.
Utilize.
Hold on a second, guys.
The Jamaica.
Let's go back here.
General election campaign. This evening, we're pleased to welcome viewers from 18 stations around the
Hold on a
Caribbean.
second. That's the wrong one. That was some time ago. So I have to leave that alone. Go on to you to your medias and check that out. The debate tonight, what happened, because the debate also dictates what is in store for you for the next period of governance, and you got to figure that out for yourselves, guys. Who you're going to vote for, why you're going to vote for them, and why is it important for you to make that decision? Because listen, I'm saying right now that it does not make sense that the government spending 9 years, 8 to 9 years leading, is making promises now that should have been kept a long time ago. They should be talking about achievements. What is falling short? So look at this cartoon. I think this was from the Jamaica Gleaner Company, and it is a great depiction of what is going on here. So you got to figure this out for yourselves, guys. I can't do that for you, but I can bring up front what is really going on. And for you, it is for you to make the decision to vote for a party that will actually represent you. Now, I want to say this. I look at this, the toll rates, North-South Highway, are going up. Is this a sabotage, or is it deliberate? In an election period, they would do this? Who is responsible? Because this is absolutely outrageous. Check this out. New toll rates go into effect today. Today. Goodness gracious me. And those toll rates are not normal. But also, they're also accepting credit cards. That tells you where it's going. I think it's, so they're accepting credit cards now. So you tell me, they're saying the proposed capped toll levels. Capped. Okay. So why is this happening right now? That's the question I want to ask here. So this does not make sense. Why would you do that in the middle of, this is what is going on.
Election time. I say it is election time.
So, you have both parties, the major parties, that is, there's 5 of them vying for your votes. But the major parties are the People's National Party and the Jamaica Labour Party. And I'm happy to see that it's a festive season for the Jamaica Labour Party and the People's National Party. Jamaica has grown up now. There's no violence. There's just pure love. And I got to
I say it is election time.
So I have to,
I say it.
The music is also governed by copyright. So I don't want to get a strike here.
Please, no matter.
I'll touch in and out of it as we go along. But what I'm depicting here is that it's a festive mood between voters It's amazing. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the festive season that's going on. Well, you can listen to that. If you need a video, I can give it to you. Just go into the comment section and tell me what if you want it, yes or no. Well, check this out, guys. This is amazing. I love to see this camaraderie and festivity, and also people are backing their own parties. So it's it's for you to make an informed decision. You have until September 3rd, but ask the real questions of the leaders of Jamaica. What are they going to be doing for Jamaica to push Jamaica forward? And also it is for, and I have Mr. Owen Witter in the wings here. He just got into the back room. I'm going to bring him on stage in a few minutes. But this is the time for all our people to ask the question of the leaders of our country. What are they going to be doing for us in the future? And come tomorrow, there's a big meeting that's a PNP meeting in Mandeville, Jamaica. And this is a time to confront the leaders of the opposition and also go where the JLP party is going to be, to ask the leaders, why are we not getting our pensions? What are you doing for us? Make the right decision, guys. And I'm going to bring on Mr. Owen Witter for a few minutes because we are almost ready to close the show. But I think he just got in from work. Welcome, Mr. Witter. How are you doing?
Blessing, man. Blessing.
Welcome. Yes, so earlier I said to my audience that we apologize. I've apologized to both yourself and the hourly workers for not being there on Monday. But we're going to set a new date for that meeting. But this is a prime time for the voices of not only the Alport hourly workers who were disenfranchised, but the voices of all those who have been disenfranchised with their pensions to confront the leaders of the country and the opposition to find out what are they going to answer the question. Are they going to solve the problem? And this is prime time before the election on September 3rd to ask them that question. What do you think? Yes, Mr. Witter, the floor is yours.
Yes, so I agree with what you're saying, my dear brother George. I agree with you 100%. The question should put out there now without any fear. Our Jamaica is without any water in our mouth. What happened? Up to last week, I think someone was saying that, well, I don't really go off of the hearsay thing, but anyhow, a person called a radio station and was saying the same thing, that they have a pension problem. And what I'm saying, my dear brother George, what really going on in Jamaica when it comes to pension? But let us put myself again. I'm now 65, based on my birth paper. You have that. I'm 65, and I have met the requirement. I asked that time again. It slipped me that day to ask that question publicly. If you could help me, what is the meaning? When we go to school, they have a thing on the blackboard, like a T, and one side little short and one long one. Word meaning. What is the meaning of vested? Could you help me with that answer, please? What is the meaning of vested?
You have done the time that is necessary to get what you signed up for.
Praise the Lord.
That's an agreement that you make between yourself and the entity. And once you have fulfilled your side of the agreement, it is their obligation to make sure that you get what you agreed to. And that is where the problem is, because there was a convoluted method used to pull the wool over the eyes of the hourly workers that was not fair and was not honest and was not legal based on what I'm reading. So if there's something else there that I do not know, based on my reading and the Supreme Court case, that was a summary case, that they railroaded you in the Supreme Court because you were not of a pension age, and also the chairman of the Board of Trustees did not represent the Board of Trustees at the court hearing, and he did that maliciously, and it was accepted, and joined forces with the new owners of the Alumina Partners of Jamaica to railroad you, because at that time you were not in that capacity to even address the court because you were not at a retirement age at that point in time. So it was left wide open because there are many other members who retired since, are retiring, or they're now waiting for their pensions that they agreed to. And this case is still wide open. The Board of Trustees, the NWU, the FSC, they're all still on the hook for this. It is not over because the last man has not died yet.
Thank you.
Man has not died yet.
No.
That means you're still on the hook for these guys' pensions. And this is why we're not going to rest until this issue is completed and also the question answered, and you receive what is due to you. It's agreed upon. So, as I said, where there's a large pool of money in Jamaica, there's always a problem. But we're going to get to the bottom of it, Mr. Witter. We soon have to close the show.
Yes.
But great to see you. And we're going to talk some more and plan the date for the new meeting. And we want everybody, you said everybody is ready.
Yes, they are ready. They are ready.
We're pulling in those of the sugar workers as well.
Yes.
And others that we can gather to make one united front to confront the issue. Because this is unfair to each and every member who has worked 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 years with the expectation that they can now get their medications because they have a pension, they can take care of themselves and their families like yourself. And you're suffering.
Yes.
Because this unjust action has ramifications for generations. Thank you, Mr. Witter, for being here. And we'll
Thank you
talk
too,
again
Mr.
soon.
Smith. Thank you.
God bless you. And we'll be talking.
Yes, sir. Get to date, sir. Just the date we're waiting on now. The new date. Just that we're waiting on from you.
You're going to get it as soon as the doctors release me.
Yes, sir.
You'll get
God
the date.
bless. God bless. We pray for you. Still
Thank
pray
you.
for you. Okay.
Thank you, my brother.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting close to the end of the show. And right now, it's we got to address this promises that the Jamaica Labour Party is making after 9 years, almost 9 years. They should not be making any promises. The pension workers should have their pensions. This was what the results should speak. There should be no promises at this point. Is promises made, promises kept, and the people of Jamaica should be wallowing in success. There should be no teachers asking or civil servants asking for higher wages because the government took a massive pay raise, while you have people not receiving their pensions. Imagine that. And they're living as if they've never worked or contributed to the country. They've paid their taxes. They've paid their dues. They've worked for many years to look after their families. And what are you telling me? They're not entitled? Isn't there laws in Jamaica that governs this? Isn't there a government that protects them? Why aren't they talking about it? It's amazing. You have children going back to school. You have You have tolls being raised at this point. Imagine that. Today, the tolls were raised, and you have children going back to school while you have people in the community trying their best, absolute best, to help these students. Now, look at this, guys. The JPP registered as the fourth political party in Jamaica. Let's look a little bit further. The list of parties in Jamaica has gone up. It's right in front of you, who are vying for your vote in this election. That's amazing. Why? So when you check this out, and let's go a little bit deeper and look at what is going on in the communities. Why are people in the communities trying to help the students to get back to school? Tell me, why do you think that is happening? It's amazing what is really going on right now in the communities. It's hard for the parents to really find that money to send their children back to school. And you have the pension workers, the pensioners, who are not getting their pension to help their grandchildren and their families. Check this out. This is Martin Ives in Sear District. Check this out, guys. This is a back to school initiative that he did.
So the next one.
Now this is helping the youngsters to get their school bags, school supplies, to get back to school. The pensioners are not getting their monies.
Word is
Check this out.
school. How do you spell the word school?
SCOOL.
Wrong.
No, only one chance. Very good.
Amazing, guys. And I gotta close the show soon, so I gotta slide through the rest of the program that I have lined up here. And let's move into some U.S. immigration quickly. We gotta review the 55 million U.S. visa holders that will be scrutinized. They're gonna review 55 million visa holders right now because I'm telling you, it's not going to be business as usual. But these 55 million visa holders are going to be scrutinized up the wazoo. So you got to understand that it's not business as usual, guys. This is a big, big deal. So let's listen to that quickly. Here we go.
55 million visa holders to determine who has overstayed in the United States, who has a criminal record, who has violated any immigration laws, and they are going to take swift action against those individuals. Now, before you panic, just keep in mind this one thing. The government has always been doing this type of vetting, so to speak, over the years. This is
So, guys, this is a big, big deal. You got to understand that they're going to be reviewing these visa holders who are, visitors and so on, and those who are here who have overstayed, and they're going to be revoking those visas. So there's a lot going into what is going on right now. So there's also disqualification for also naturalization. And you got to understand that this is also a big deal. So if you do not know what's going on, let Brad Bernstein explain that to you.
Let's go through them. Incomplete or incorrect.
Let's get the right video up. I'm gonna get the right video up. That's not the right video. So here we go. So the next video up has to do with the disqualification of disqualifications for naturalization. So let's get that video up now, and let's share that on our screen. Here we go, and let's see. Here we go. I think this is the one.
Behaviors that will disqualify you. We know, of course, if you commit certain crimes, you're disqualified from naturalization. Guys, take a look at this bullet point here. And this is where the traffic violations will come into play. Any other acts that are contrary to the average behavior of citizens in the jurisdiction where aliens reside. These other acts that are different, or, behavior that the average American would have could disqualify you too. And these could be actions that, while technically lawful, may be inconsistent with civic responsibility within the community, such as reckless or habitual traffic infractions or harassment or aggressive solicitation. Yes, they say here that these actions, while technically are lawful, they may be inconsistent, however, with civic responsibility.
And that is something to be very, very aware of. Also, I'm going to tell you about some just released information about rule changes to naturalization, and that's where Mr. Brad Bernstein comes in. Let's share that with you, and let's see. Here we go. Let's share that with you guys, and just get that on the screen. Here we go. Let's hear from Brad.
There are new rules for naturalization that just came out that everybody needs to know before you file for your citizenship. The old rule was if you didn't do anything bad, then you have good moral character. No crimes, file your taxes, or no child support. The new rule is just because you don't have anything bad in terms of bad moral character doesn't automatically now mean you have good moral character. You now have to prove positive attributes to show that you deserve to become a U.S. citizen. Things like community involvement, a long history of employment, a long history of taking care of family, just a long history in the United States, 20, 30 years maybe, and compliance with tax payments.
So that's critical to the whole naturalization process, guys, because things have changed and changed big time.